Good afternoon, people of the world, boys and girls. What's this thing up? Let me move this way closer. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we know it feels boring, innit? No football until the 3rd or 4th of April because of this virus that's spreading around. We all know that Mikel Arteta's getting better after he caught it. Hudson-Odoi should be getting better after he caught it. And we don't know any latest symptoms yet. However, I don't know what's going on in the world of football as such, but we can have a little season review. We can talk about the top six. I can talk about the top six. I can talk about the relegation fight. And, we can talk a little bit about when do we think the title will be decided. Well, when the season will be resumed again and when the title will be, where it will be run. Your predictions of the relegation fight. Your prediction of how the top four is going to plan out, or top six, top seven. Or maybe top 8. So, yeah. Oh, there's no light on it. Hold on. Wait there. This doesn't normally happen. No. Yes, I'm back. I do apologise. That was a lack of light. Let's get this thing rolling. Yeah. Whoops. See the easy. Yeah. Yeah, go to this. Alright. Let's get this closer. Yeah, we can talk about this coronavirus and what it's doing. I mean, the reason why worldwide sport is cancelled because of the death rate is going up. You know, thousands of people have died. But I do know in the UK alone, 21 people have been pronounced dead. Which is sad because my condolences goes out to their friends and families. So it's a sad situation. I mean, the elderly have been told to stay indoors. Those that are over 70 are more likely to have to stay indoors, according to reports. I've not heard too much about this thing. Boris Johnson's speech, well, less said about that, the better. Otherwise, we'll talk about some football-related issues within the English Premier League. The top 4. Could talk about Liverpool and their long-awaited moment for a Premier League title. Oh, this thing's flashing. Flaming hell, man. Why me? Yeah, this thing is flashing. I do apologise. Screen's not the best. I will try and correct it as much as I can. They've been waiting 30 years for the league title. They're top of the league, 25 points clear. The closest is second place, Man City. Let's be real. We all know Man City are not going to catch them, but they'll be angrier next season. That I can be 100% certain. Liverpool, I mean, they've been a joy to watch. At times, they've played poorly and won matches. But, you know, that's a sign of good champions. You know, they're front three for me, who I call them the best cohesive unit in the world of football. Well, the worst game they had was Watford, where the three of them were bullied, meaning Salah, Mane and Firmino. They were bullied by Watford's defence. Other than that, they've been absolutely tremendous. The performance has been tremendous. Although there's a little stat on Firmino not scoring a Premier League goal at Anfield this season. Wow. and he plays for a team that's 25 points clear. Imagine when he does get ready to score an Anfield goal. And I think it will come. I believe it will come. He's too good of a player not to score a Premier League goal at Anfield. You know? Yeah, back four have been the best in the league so far. Of recently, they've shipped in a few silly goals, which is not Liverpool, very unlike Liverpool defending, but they have kept the most clean sheets, they've conceded the least goals. Midfield, I mean, a lot of Liverpool fans I speak to, they're not the biggest fans of Jordan Henderson. Well, it showed in the recent games that they've lost that he is an integral part of their squad, and he's deserving of his first team spot. You know, he's earned it, and he fits the criteria that Jurgen Klopp's looking for. An attack, what can I say? The front three, the best cohesive unit in the world of football, if not individually better than Barcelona's front three or any front three in the world of football. If you can name me a front three in the world of football that is better than Liverpool's right now, leave it in the comment below, yeah, and I'll read it. Because I don't see any better front three in the world of football than Liverpool's right now. Other than that, they're worthy champions and worthy champions-elect, should I say, and deserve to be. It's a shame that it's been reported on TalkSport, which I was listening to earlier, that they will be presented with the trophy should the season resume, but due to the illness, they will not be allowed to do it in front of their fans. Now, that's going to take more than the gloss off it. They've been tremendous. Why would you deny them of a day such as that to parade a trophy in front of their fans? Their fans have deserved it. There's no way you can do that. There's no way. And if you can't do it at Anfield, for me, then find an occasion somewhere on the streets where you lock off certain parts of the roads and streets, the avenues, whatever you call these paths, these roads. And why not get the captain to lift the trophy in front of millions of Liverpool fans in public, regardless of the situation with the virus? Them Liverpool fans deserve something, you know. They deserve something of a reward, because there are Liverpool fans on this planet that have been waiting 30 years for their first league title. Yes, 30 years is a long time. Manchester City, on the other hand, they've been woeful defensively at times. Teams have sussed them out. I mean, I think Norwich was the blueprint. And or you can look at Norwich, you can look at Wolves. It can be argued either way that the blueprint of beating Manchester City is to soak up a lot of pressure and hit them on the counter-attack. And that's where they've been vulnerable. Especially when you got pace in Ahmed Adama Traore. Skinned the defence while being played through by Jimenez for the 2 goals, I think. Skinned it, yeah. Either way, he got through the defence with the pace and strength combined and scored virtually the same goals that beat Man City at the Etihad 2-0. Norwich got the better of them. I thought the blueprint was, get in their faces and unsettle them. And not only did they get in their faces, they beat them by scoring 3 goals to Man City's 2. Man City have been disappointed this season in the league. All right, congratulations, Carling Cup winners or whatever you call it. League Cup winners, Carling Cup. I couldn't give a crap. They can keep the trophy for me. Kevin De Bruyne, he's still a sensational player. I admire the guy like no tomorrow. Damn, I need to sort out my camera. What is going on? Nah, I'm going to sort that out next time. Anyway, yeah, he's been superb. And ratings for him where ratings is due. You know, Aguero probably not have the best of seasons. Maybe not the best of, not the best of seasons. Yeah, you could look at Ederson, who was a completely rubbish, completely crap against Man United. You know, since selling company, Laporte's been in and injured more than he's been in the team. What's going on here? Do apologise for this. It's not allowing me to do what I want to do. There you go. I think the sun's too much over here. There you go. Much better. Yeah, it's much better. I thought it was my phone there. Much better. Leicester City, they've been a joy to watch during this season. I mean, they've had a good season. You know, Brendan Rodgers going in from Celtic to Leicester City. Some football fans will have their doubts. I did. But what he's done with that squad, you know, Soyuncu, who I rate highly, going into that defence, and he's given them solidarity. His performance has been absolute magnificent at times. Him and Johnny Evans' partnership, both of them have been fantastic. Along with Chilwell and Ricardo Pereira. Can't complain. You know, they've played some beautiful football. Just like Liverpool and Man City, they've played some beautiful football this season. You know, the highlight of Leicester City's campaign is that 9-0 thrashing of Southampton. 9-0. Oh, that was disgusting. I've never seen St. Mary's Stadium emptied so fast. Well, we're moving on to Chelsea. They've been up and down, you know. I was gutted and angry and disappointed how they got away with 3 points at the Emirates. But their away record is superb, to say the least. And Frank Lampard is a young manager like Arteta, who are both learning the trade of the Premier League. And I wish them all the best. I wish him all the best, Frank Lampard. His Chelsea side, well, they've got some good, exciting young players, but they're not just inexperienced, you know. Tammy Abraham has been to Aston Villa and Swansea on loan. He can't be inexperienced anymore. Neither is Mason Mount. He was at Derby. You got Olivier Giroud, who could leave at the end of the season. You got another striker, Batshuayi's on the bench. Tammy Abraham will get better in years to come. He will only get better. Yeah, midfield is phenomenal there. They've got a phenomenal midfield. Kante is still going strong. Kovacic, Jorginho. It's a good midfield trio. Defensively, they've been a bit open, to say the least. But Rudiger's a very important part of their defensive piece there. He's, for me, I believe in my own personal opinion, he's their main guy. And Ares Belonga, well, will he or will he have a future at the club? Remains to be seen. Give praise into Sheffield United. You haven't got the individual superstars in their team, but what they've got is a cohesive unit. They've got what's called a football team, and they are a football team, a family football team. Their fans can't be any more happier. They can't be any more pleased this season. I mean, they weren't expected to be floating in the top 7, 6, 5, even competing for a top 4 slot. They weren't expecting that. Chris Wilder, I mean, he deserves Manager of the Year, but I obviously know it's going to go to Jurgen Klopp for his immaculate achievement with Liverpool, which is due and put on hold for the main reasons, coronavirus. Yeah, Chris Wilder, he's done a magnificent job there. I mean, in my personal opinion, you've heard it first from me, yeah? And you're going to hear it right now. Chris Wilder to be England manager in the future. I repeat, Chris Wilder is going to be England manager in the future. That man is defensively organised from a tactical point of view. His teams are organised. His teams are not only organised, they're disciplined and they're motivated and they're hard-working. And he plays football how it should be played. His teams do play football how it should be played. And this man has been in non-league, so he knows the passion. He knows the physical demands. He knows the motivation. He knows what the enthusiasm is. He knows what it's all about. He knows what football in the game is all about. And that man knows the game inside and out. So no one can dare argue with him. Right. The teams are in the middle of the table, such as my team, Arsenal, Palace, Burnley. I mean, who's had the best of it? I think Palace have had the best of it again. Roy Hodgson. Man's over 70 years of age. He's had no money to spend, or little of it to spend. And he's still keeping Palace competing in the top flight. You know, key player for me, the main guy, Wilfred Zaha. He is a complete footballer. He is a proper footballer. Would I like to see him at Arsenal? In my team? Well, based on the formation I would play, then I wouldn't mind it, but I'll be looking for my wingers to get me 10, 15, 20 goals a season. And as I've seen Zaha in the Premier League over a number of recent years, he wouldn't cut it for me. He wouldn't cut it. I'm looking for a winger who can get me them 15, 20 goals in the way Perez and Ljungberg used to get. And as much as I love Zaha as a dribbler, as a goal scorer, I can't trust him there. I just don't think he's going to give me that amount of goals. Maybe 10 goals a season. He's got it in him to score the goals, but he's not a consistent. That's a part of his game that he lacks consistency on, and that's the goals. They're defensively always well structured, then disciplined and organised, especially away from home. Last season they had the best away record in the Premier League. How many wins? Between 12 to 14 away wins. Can somebody bring up a stats and present that to me? You know, any Palace fans out there who's watching, just bring it to me. So I would like to know what their away record was like this, not this season, last season compared to this season. And they just keep performing. They just keep defining the odds, and they play with a mentality where they don't know when they're beaten. Burnley, for me, they're always going to be difficult to play with. They're physically strong in the air. They play four. They old school routine 4-4-2. One big striker, one not so big striker. Midfield's hardworking as it is with the defence. And with Tarkowski and Ben Mee, they got a centre-half pairing that are capable of keeping clean sheets against any team on their day. And they're capable of beating any team on their day. And the same can be said about Palace. Right, the Arsenal. And I will come on to the Arsenal in a bit. I mean, I'll talk about them later, actually. Let me move on to the relegation fight. And my 3 to go down right now. You can quote me on this at the end of the season. I feel Norwich are all but gone mentally and emotionally. Well, not so much emotionally, but more mentally. I think they've gone. And physically as well, I think they're finished. I hope they can prove me wrong. When the Premier League does resume, whenever it does resume, I hope it can personally resume by the end of March. But that's me being a little bit optimistic. But why not? Positivity is a good vibe to have in your torso. So why not be positive and say end of March? Why can't it? In fact, yeah. Why can't the season resume at the end of March? We're in the 15th of March today. You know, why can't it resume? Yeah, I mean, they do give a go. a good account of themselves. They performed well against Liverpool without getting the result. They performed well against Man City and got 3 points. Unlucky not to beat Arsenal. Well, Chelsea, unlucky not to get a result against them or something against them in that game. Leicester City, they deserved the 3 points that day. They were truly fantastic and magnificent in what they did. But overall, they're bottom of the league for a reason, and it seems like they're not getting out of that bottom three. Right. The other, who can go down? It's anyone from 4 or 5. Let me have a look at the league table. Yeah. Let me look at the league table. There's Aston Villa. There's West Ham. Oh. There's another team in there. I'm going to have a look at that table. Premier League, of course. Yeah, it'll come in. There we go. Bournemouth. Oh, Watford, West Ham, Bournemouth. I think Norwich, 9 games left. They're about, 6 points from safety. I just don't think they got. And the fixtures they got coming up, don't think they still got to play. I know they've got to play my team at home. But I can't figure out who else they've got to play in them 9 league games. I think from 16th to 19th, 2 will go down. West Ham are 16th, Watford 17th, Bournemouth 18th, Aston Villa 19th. It's any one of them 4 from 16th to 19th. Who would I fancy to go down? Villa. Aston Villa. Don't know. With Grealish, he's done so much for them, but he's destined for a big club in the summer. He's got to be destined for a big club in the summer. You know, I can't look at the other players. I mean, Tyrone Mings could be destined for a big club himself. He's the guy at the back who, you know, he's performed under what's called poor all-round side Villa, with all due respect. Bournemouth, I mean, they've got the attackers to keep them up. And then again, they're defensively inept at times. They're so defensively inept. It's like as if they're easy to score against. And I don't know whether they'll have enough to stay in, but it'll be close. Watford as well. They've improved under Nigel Pearson. They look a lot more confident off the ball and on the ball. And it's a shame that Lefebvre is injured, but I think they could have enough to stay up. For me, I think Norwich and Villa will return to the Championship immediately come next season. And, West Ham. Yeah, I'm going to go on to West Ham. David Moyes, I think he's just got enough to survive. I mean, they've got a centre-half who Arsenal would like to put in a 50 million bid for, even though I would personally want Upamecano to make a huge statement that we are here in the Premier League and we are here in the summer transfer window to buy players of elite quality, which means the message will be sent loud and clear that we mean business. Looking at that table again, let's go about West Ham. West Ham United, they've got some decent all-round players like Lanzini, Pablo Fernand's not too bad. Haller is a good link-up striker. Bowen, I think he's a good all-round proven Championship striker. Maybe proven Premier League striker. Time will tell with him. Defensively, they've been a shambles at times. West Ham, complete shambles. And what was it? Yesterday, Karen Brady says that the Premier League season should be void and null. Wind your neck in. Just wind your fucking neck in, Brady. You're the reason why West Ham went down the last time they were in the Premier League. Just wind your fucking neck in and shut your fucking mouth. What the fuck could you know? Being an all-round successful businesswoman, which is based on non-footballing related issues. Anyway, enough said about that woman, the better. I don't want to get into any trouble. I was about to unleash. Anyway, if I'm going to pick my three to go down, I'm going to go with Norwich and Aston Villa, and I think Bournemouth would just miss out. If I'm totally honest with myself, Bournemouth would just miss out. But again, I've spoken about the top four. I've spoken a bit about the top six. Must I dare say it? Manchester United. I ain't spoken about them, but they've shown signs of improvement under Solskjaer. They're beating teams comfortably. They're fifth in the league. They're only 3 points behind top four. That's occupied by Chelsea. They look like they've got a big result up their sleeves. And Solskjaer needs to... Solskjaer needs to keep the consistency level going. Otherwise, well, I think the jury's still out. Amongst the Man United fans, I think the jury's still out with Solskjaer. I think the jury's still out. Whether he's good enough to take them to that, back to that level, or if he's good enough to take them down where they don't want to be. The jury's still out on him. So yeah, that's my review. I've said Norwich, Villa and Bournemouth will be playing in the Championship next season. Alright, that's my review and predictions. What can we do? We're going to talk about Arsenal. The latest is that we've been linked with it's a Europe. I mean, the guy's tall, 6'4", quick and athletic. And he's got good athleticism with him. Would I want him at Arsenal? I think I've got Saliba. And if I can get an up on Marcano, I'm good. He will not be needed, but he will go to a big club, you know. And Arsenal is still relatively a big club. And with Arsenal, I say it before and I'll say it again, it's going to take an Arsenal manager 3 to 4 years to mould us into a title-winning team. All but with the backing of our board of directors. Raul, you're a nice guy. I took my photo with you, and they do. And they do. You're a nice guy. You played for my club for 5-6 years. You were an invincible. Yes. But I want the pair of you, along with Josh Kroenke and with Mr. Venkatesham, to make us competitive again. Make us great. Our aim is to win the Premier League within the near future. This is the start of a new decade, and we want to make the most of it. You know? And that involves glory. But this is where you are going to have to work extremely hard with Mikel Arteta. If Mikel Arteta wants the players he feels that are going to make us stronger, then help him out. Give him the money. We shouldn't have to depend on selling the player for the sake of replacing the player that we sold. No. We have got money. No one can tell me for the life of me that the executive boxes on a match day that costs $1,000 or a lot more generates towards what we profit. There is money at the club. We take 3 to 4 million per season at the turns or per game at the turnstiles. No one told me there's no money at the club. Arsenal have got money. I ain't no accountant, but I know that we've got money. I mean, not that I would complain about accountants' money, about being an accountant. Their money is good for what they get, but long hours is another thing. That's a chunk out of your lifestyle. You can do a lot. You can do a lot after 6-7 hours in work a day, not possibly 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hours a day. Anyway, moving on, keeping it football. I would say that we need 2 midfielders. I think we need another centre-half, and we might possibly need an attacker. Because with Aubameyang's situation, with his contract, when it will be resolved, if he's got a year left and he doesn't want to sign, then we have to make the right decision for the best of the football club, the best of the football team, and what's best for the fans. Arsenal stay forever. No Arsenal player does. That's a known fact. With another player that we're linked with, Havertz of Bayer Leverkusen. Him and Bailey have been on the radar. I mean, to sign a Leon Bailey, that'll be fantastic. I'll be flamboyant. I'll be in a flamboyant mood. If we sign him, we play him on the wing. He'll get us the goals. He'll beat players by going direct at them. And in the middle, I think Martinelli will be our number 9 eventually. Maybe we can try that if we get a pre-season. Again, that virus. If we do go on to get pre-season, maybe we can try Martinelli in the middle. In a system, in a 3-2-4-3, in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Try Martinelli in the middle and see how he gets on. I think he will flourish as a lone striker. He's got everything to go with it. All but the faith and confidence of his management. I hope Arteta tries it out in pre-season. Yeah. Yeah, apart from that, they're the 2 players that we've been linked with. I mean, Leon Bailey, he's a man in his early 20s. He's quick. He's direct. He's playing for Bayer Leverkusen, and he's a Jamaican international. Now, Kai Havertz, I think he's a German international, young man, early 20s, if not mid-20s. I don't know quite what position he plays in. If someone wants to leave that comment in below. But I think he's a guy that he's been admired by other big clubs. And Upper Meccano is the one that Arsenal really like to bring in some reinforcements. He's the reinforcement that we need. He's a rock. And watching him against Tottenham the other night, wow. The guy's power and strength and pace in one go by running with the ball, it's there to be seen. And he's defending in the air. He's incredible. And I can see why the Leipzig fans speak of him highly. So, yeah. Please do leave your comments below. Subscribe to my channel. And drive the thumbs up like button more than the thumbs down like button. But hey, it's DLG Reppin again. Thank you for giving me the time. Thank you for listening, if you were listening. And yeah, say thank you for everything. So peace and bless, yeah? Enjoy your Sunday. Yeah? Laters, peace and bless. DLG.